Don't listen to this if you're a pussy.
Bretsky!
What?
Get your ass over here!
All rise! It's the VIPod!
Come get it while it's hot! Season 2 is just gonna smell like a fried chicken fire log in here.
Squirt. Squirt, squirt.
Squirt, squirt.
You know what our listeners want to hear?
What?
I don't know either.
Where's that cactus?
We should just have the cocaine song as our intro.
What the
I'm an immigrant.
Did you just try to play footsie with me? You know who I really hate?
Tommy, I am your father.
Oh, so now we're doing movie quotes?
Yep.
Run, Bretsky, run!
Are you recording?
Yep.
No, but really.
Oh.
Are you recording?
Yeah! I get it. I see what you're doing here.
You may be seated. I am Wayne Bretsky alongside the Tommy Show 1.0, and we are the VIPod. This is episode 49.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. We're getting closer to
Nifty 50.
Nifty 50. That's right. Yeah, I was trying to quickly figure out.
And it's going to be a nifty episode.
It will
too.
be. It will be. But I'm actually super pumped about today's episode because I really hope that at the end of this episode we gain a new sponsor. So we're just gonna keep pushing those buttons. So a quick update for everybody. Our lovely Bretsky got hurt. And we have a special episode that we're going to be releasing.
Yeah, they all know I got hurt.
Yeah, but
well, anyone in the Discord.
The Discord, yeah, exactly. So anybody that's listening to our show and is not in Discord,
I've been laid up.
Bretsky's disproportionate body finally gave up, and his legs just failed him, and he landed on his ass.
Yeah, can't hold up a ham with toothpicks, apparently.
No. And I really wish I was there. You know, I would have definitely held the camera at least, or just maybe push him a little bit harder down the stairs. That's all you guys gonna get. Listen to the extra episode. I don't know when we're gonna release it. Excuse me. Hopefully,
probably end of this episode.
I think so. Yeah. If everything goes,
if time constraints work out, okay.
Yeah. Then at the end of this episode,
it's a really boring story, and when I tell it, I'm all like looped up on painkillers anyways. So like, I'm just droning along. It's not even funny. Don't even bother listening. It's okay.
I know. The thing is, I'm actually curious if content like that, gains more listeners, or do we actually lose more listeners?
I think the longtime listeners will get hard-ons over it, and everybody else will just be like, "What the hell is it? Why do I care?"
Right. And I think this is like probably the perfect time to introduce our guest, who
maybe she could tell us why.
Exactly. So
be or not be a good idea.
We don't have her in the studio. We have her via Zoom, but that is okay. Mlee from Sprout Marketing and Business Development. Welcome to the Scumbag Studio.
Thank you.
And so you started your own marketing company. And before we get into that, do you think there's a room for improvement here, or can we use content like this to actually gain more followers and listeners?
I definitely think you can. I think podcasts are a huge part of business and just for fun, right? And I mean, like, you can gain a lot of people through, like you said, the Discord. You started off there. So I think those things are a huge part of it. Definitely. You can gain some new followers this way for sure.
Okay. Well, that's good. We just need a little more content. I guess added video would be really good.
I expect her to say, I can't believe you didn't get the video. Like,
I know.
Job opening,
exactly. Yeah, we need a 24/7 video crew.
Right.
And I didn't even have my spy glasses on either.
That's right. Yeah. So Bretsky does have a set of spy glasses that they only record up to 30 seconds, but I mean that would have been perfect. That's all we really needed. So, but we missed our opportunity. As maybe if there's a satellite up there that could
Watch, it's
Magic.
gonna end up on Google Maps. So you're just gonna see me fucking lying there dead.
You know, my brother ended up on Google Maps on his porch. He was just sitting out there smoking a cigarette in his underwear, and he got on there. So.
Oh, that is awesome, man. So, funny story. A buddy of mine who is, so I'm not gonna say which, but he's in part of a big union, and he's the president of the union. And
He's a prisoner of the union.
President,
Oh.
El Presidente, and and he obviously the unions are against PC, right? And I guess the PC person was walking around, and his wife opened the door, and they're like, "Oh, can we put a sign in your lawn?" "Yeah, sure, no problem." She said, "Yeah, go ahead." He comes home, he's like, "What the fuck is that sign doing in my lawn?" Sure enough, Google drove by, and it's a picture of his house, so we printed it out and like posted it all over the place. It was so fucking funny.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Okay, so Sprout Marketing, do your thing. Tell us about what you focus on, how you got into it actually. What made you focus on marketing?
So I've always kind of been interested in that. I was running a weighted blanket company since 2017, but then that kind of, with COVID, it kind of got flushed out, right? Because market and all that, everything, it just, oh my God. It was doing really well before that, but then since COVID, it just kind of flopped a little bit. So I've had a lot of experience with marketing, doing the blanket marketing. I've done all the Facebook ads myself. I've done all the Google advertisements on my own too. So it was just learning from that experience and then putting it into a business model where we can help other people achieve the same things. Mm-hmm. And so that's why, it was just an interest to me and to my business partner. So we decided to go all in.
Okay, so it's you and another person that you guys have this company?
That's
okay.
Great. Yeah.
And so we've met through VFriends. So for those that don't know what VFriends is, it's who Gary Vaynerchuk is, right?
You got to know him.
Yeah.
The name rings a bell.
Yeah, Gary. I talk about him all the time.
Probably.
I love him. Me too.
Yeah. So Gary Vaynerchuk,
he's the guy with your Monday quote.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what got me into Gary Vaynerchuk. Basically, I was sad and pouting about going to work, on Sunday night. And the next thing you know, that pops up on my news feed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to treat Mondays like like it's not a big deal. And honestly, that was whether people believe it or not, that was kind of like a breaking point for me to make a decision to make a career change. And I'm still halfway through it, but basically I was just like always complaining about my everyday life and everyday job. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm still transitioning, but I'm on my way there. And so anyway, so he has a Discord group called VFriends, where also that's his NFTs as well, which I know it's a...
No, you know what? The whole time I was thinking is it sounds like one of those really bad dating sites, like, J-Date.
Yeah. But no, so I'm still trying to learn about NFTs. I'm still very unclear about what it is or how it... Well, I know what it is, but how it exactly works and what the future of it is, I'm still kind of skeptical about it, but...
Oh yeah, I'm like so deep into that stuff. We're actually working on marketing for a couple of companies that are making NFT projects. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be our next focus, I think, because we're both very involved on Discord and on Twitter. And as you know, that's where all this stuff lives. Yeah. So it's it's just one of those things. And I think it's going to be so much bigger than I think even I realize now. Like, and I follow Gary's take on that, mm-hmm. where it's like, okay, we're already seeing companies like H&M, for example, they have their own store in the metaverse already. Yeah. They've got a whole bunch of stuff happening already, right? So it's like, this is just the beginning of all these companies kind of signing on to that type of that type of world, right? All this digital everything. Well,
yeah, it's that cyber financial part, really. Like, I mean, technically, if you think about it, like right now, we're not getting paid by money. We're getting paid by numbers. Yeah, it's just a number that's transferred from here to there, right? So whether it's a number or a digital image, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if it holds a value, that's okay. I really don't care how I'm getting paid, as long as it'll hold the value. And that's where I kind of need to do more research on it, how it can fluctuate. And because I know actually, no, I don't know how secure it is. But, we can talk about that for, I think, days, in the next coming future. But, basically, like, I know that's where we kind of ran into each other, and, who's from, Ontario, who's from Manitoba? And, like, Manitoba, I think, is a very small group of people on VFriends.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I've only met a few of us.
But it's kind of nice to, like, I don't have the time to actually being there daily, and I'm too busy being in our VIPod Discord, which is really nothing important. Goes in there. It's just that's where I kind of go unwind when my brain's like kind of dead. But it was
comfort blankie.
It was it was really nice to kind of connect with Winnipeggers there, and kind of hear your story as well. And then you've messaged me, I think 2-3 months ago, saying that, hey, I started my business, check it out, give it a follow. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm super happy for, we've never met before really, but like me looking at like another business owner that's starting something completely new. Like I'm really rooting for you, and I really appreciate what you're doing, because it's not easy to start your own business in today's world.
No, there's a lot that goes into that, and I think that's what people don't see. And that's another thing that like I kind of dislike about all the entrepreneur, that type of talk, like where it's just like, oh, be an entrepreneur, it's so much fun. And it's like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not easy. And that's the thing is like today, like I'm going to totally have at least a 12-hour day, because we have like calls up until 9-10 tonight. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my God, like I did an in-person interview today, like with someone, to see if they're a good fit for working with us. And it's just like, it's just been one of those days. And I think people don't realize, just like you get up in the morning, just like everybody else. And I'm not any better than you. And Gary Vaynerchuk isn't any better than you. He's just a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we've gone through all that hard stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people think, being an entrepreneur is just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna run my own company and do things, but it's like you don't.
I do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know a guy that owns his own company and he does what he wants. Jaguar. If he wants to have a drink at 9 a.m, he'll have a drink at 9 a.m. And really, at the end of the day, any business owner can do that. Whether you can function being drunk, that's another thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, there's loads. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I hope you have a drink. We say loads on our show instead of cheers.
Right? Yeah, I made this guy.
And so, there's a lot going on in the background. Like, even just, first of all, getting your name, getting your logo, getting your website done. Then making sure that your strategy will work with the audience that you're trying to target, right? And again, what's your audience? How big, how small you're going? Like, there's so many questions need to be answered.
Well, and we've discussed with a few of the musical artists that we've had on the show in recent weeks about how, before you used to get a label, and then a label would do this, that, and the other thing for you. And now a lot of people are reeling it in and doing a lot more for themselves because the availability is there to all of this software and stuff, that you really can make, ads and stuff just as nice as a professional company can. But with that being said, not everybody has that, talent or ability or time.
Well,
and so like there is still a big need in that sector. It's not like it's gone away.
Yeah. Well, and if you're starting out, okay, I can do my own marketing. But I think, and that's what I've done in the past. But again, my marketing skills end.
Yeah, I know what I know, but you don't know what you
exactly.
don't know.
And then, I know now if I want to start growing my own business, well, I'm either going to spend hours of researching what to do and grinding and failing and crying that it failed, and then start over again. Or I'm going to call Mlee
It's not hard
and
to
just
research,
be like,
Tommy.
hey,
You go on YouTube. It takes 10 minutes.
Bretsky, shut the fuck up. Your marketing skills are horrible. You can't even make a post on time.
No, my marketing skills are great. I'm just a lazy fuck. But like, I know what to do. Like if I was the boss and I just had to tell someone, like, do that.
Yeah.
Man, you have no idea where we'd be right now. And that's why we'd need somebody like Mlee. Like, you know,
There
because,
you
like,
go. That's exactly it. It's like, you know, that's our day in, day out. It's just like we're doing all the learning. We're testing out all that stuff too. And I mean, like, it comes for us too. Like, there's been a lot of like random little failures here and there, whether it be for campaigns or whether it be for whatever. You know, you're not going to get it perfect on the first try either. So I think it's just, you got to keep trying. And that's what we're doing too, is just we keep plugging away at it. And eventually something's going to click. And I love seeing that happen because we've had a few of those things already too, where it's like, wow, like that really set things off for this person or for us. Like, even for our channels too, when we started doing reels on Instagram, and it's like, oh my God, like I had no idea that this was such a huge thing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tried to get into the TikTok world a little bit with our podcast, and the most views, I think we got almost 1,300 views on a video where Bretsky had a shock collar on his neck and he kept getting zapped. Like, that was the most popular one. I'm like, okay, so I just got to hurt Bretsky and we get more followers.
so again, we go back to why didn't you have the camera ready?
I know,
last Wednesday?
right? And
But
but you know, I just sit there and try to come up with content too. Is like,
yeah,
it's so fucking difficult. Like,
it's daunting, and I think a lot of people struggle with that, and that's what we also do too. So like in our research and stuff, and like we're looking at what are the most popular sounds, because this is what something people don't really realize is that if you put a popular sound or a song or a noise or whatever and you mute that but you still have it in the background, you're actually going to get more views. So you could actually have like a number one song and turn it all the way down, turn your sound all the way up, so that you're not hearing the music, but you're hearing you. That's still going to affect the algorithm, which is so cool.
Is it because of keywords and stuff like that? Is that what it's...
Yeah, keywords can help too. It depends on which platform. Like, I know even for Instagram, keywords don't seem to matter that much. But if you are using them, just to make sure that you have it be relevant to the content that you're posting. Like, it can't just be like a whole bunch of random hashtags.
Yeah,
you know
I'm throwing
saying?
out my like old man terms. Yeah, so I updated
right.
that on Netscape the other day. Anybody got the new AOL or what?
I mean, you know, like I kind of started noticing on our like one of our the last few posts that we made on Instagram, that when we use certain hashtags, we only really trigger the bots. And
Yes.
that's not what I'm really after. I don't want a bot to say, hey, DM me here or DM this person or promote it on here, you know, because when I first I got that, I was like, oh, cool, you know, I went to check it out.
That one we keep getting about use Sprout. It's really weird. Just kidding. That's a joke. Didn't happen.
But yeah, it's like, okay, I don't want to target those people. And I really want to target, you know, people that have a sixth sense of humor, you know, like, and how do you find those people, you know? So we try different hashtags, and like, it's slowly growing, but it's we'd like it to go a little bit faster. So
exactly.
There's
and like ads can take you there too, and like you already are doing is the community thing, and you know that, right? Like, I mean, like with the Discord especially, and with whatever platforms that you're gravitating towards. So if you're using Twitter more often than anything else, then I would definitely keep that as your main, right?
The problem is
And
our
just whatever you're
community.
using.
Our community actually hates us and can't explain why they stick around.
we don't know.
Like all they do in the Discord is complain about how shitty the show is, and what they'd have done better. And here's some better jokes than yours. And
but yet they come back.
Come on the show and then let's
it's like
do it.
we let they feel good about their lives when they listen to us, or
Right?
something.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we just need to be worse, I think. Yeah, no, so it's like you were saying that you kind of pick a platform and you stick to it and just kind of grind away, right?
Yeah, run with it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And so, like, even for us too, like with Instagram, that's been a huge thing. And again, like, I've messed around on my own with TikTok, and I think, like, I've maybe maxed out on like 700 views. Like, I feel like if you're kind of just posting whatever or copying people, like, the algorithm isn't going to choose you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you have something unique, or if you're, like I said, you have that popular sound, but you're doing your own thing with that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it depends on what that is. But if it's something that matters to you and it's something that's like kind of new, then they're going to put that in the front. You know what I mean?
Like, and again, like, I know there's lots of accounts that have like hundreds of thousands of followers. Now, as good as it sounds, I wouldn't want that. I'd rather have 10,000 followers, but 10,000 followers that I know that they come and listen and wait for our next interact and wait for our next content to come out, you know, instead of just like keep pumping all these videos out and it's just like random people just like, and that's it. They don't even watch really what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know when you made it is when you get like a Facebook troll fan group where like they pose as a fan group, but it's just a bunch of shit posting all day.
Just trolling.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no. So it's. I think that's where going slow and steady is always better than just blow up and then you don't really know who's listening and whether they even like the show, right? It's a bunch of, let's call them fake followers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have some fake followers right now too. That is just like literally a couple of buddies like, you know what? Just like our page. I don't give a shit if you're not gonna listen. Just like our page, you know? Like, it looks good. At least we have 10 followers now.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have a little bit of that no matter what business you go into. You're gonna kind of have the people that are just like, whatever. You know, they don't really seem to care. But
Mom, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Loads, Mom.
Loads.
I hope she's not listening. Oh my god.
Exactly.
I probably helps if I pour one first, eh?
Yeah, that was. Did you just try to take a shot of an empty shot glass?
Just took a vapor shot there.
Oh, that was a practice shot. Okay, so I'm starting a business, and I know nothing about marketing. I email you, call you. Hey, Mlee, what do I do?
I think it depends on what the business is and where you want to go. So I would first be asking you, like, what do you see for yourself? Like, where do you want to see the business in 6 months, a year, 5 years, you know? Like, to kind of think about that far ahead, because that's going to give me a better insight as to where to kind of put you. If you don't have a website either, too, that's also something that our team can put together, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, the thing is, though, is like with websites, it's kind of just like a one-time deal. And that's why we want to incorporate the marketing into that, too. So I would definitely start with a site, like, depending on what the company is. And I think even today, like, every business needs to have a website, at least a landing page, just to kind of explain what all that is. And you see that in the NFT community too, where they literally just have a landing page about where they're going, a roadmap, right? And that's what's needed, I think, for everyone, because then your people that are looking to you for business, they're going to see where you actually want to take it and like how serious you are, right?
Yeah, yeah. So now, for our listeners, dumb listeners like Leo, let's say, what is a landing page? Because he might not know what a landing page is.
A landing page is just like a one-page website, just literally as it sounds. Like, once you go there, you land there, and that's it. And there's no extra pages, no extra
There's
links.
no menu or nothing, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's literally just like, hey, this is what we are.
Yeah.
This is what we do. And here's how we can help you. And that's essentially all it is.
Yeah, so it's basically almost like a virtual pamphlet of your business.
Kind of is. Yeah. It's just like more like a menu. Like, this is our services. This is how we can help, and all of that. And that's essentially what our website is too. Mind you, we do have like a contact page and about us and that too. Yeah. But all of our services are mostly listed on the main page, just so everybody can get like an idea right off the bat of like what we're about, what we can offer. And like I said, now that we're going to jump into the NFT space, like, I'm really super pumped about that. I
gotta say, I looked at your website and I really, really dig the Matrix look. But it's not the Matrix. It looks like
computer. It's green.
Yeah.
It's the old DOS kind of.
And the floating things. Yeah, like, it's really cool. I mean, if I was really high right now, I could sit here and stare at it for hours and be entertained for the whole.
Is Ozark Trail on this actually? Like,
Right? Well, yeah, if you ever do that, let me know how that goes.
But so it's a really, really cool website.
that's my business advice to you. Put Ozark Trail on this webpage, and you won't be able to get people off of there.
Noted.
But so like, let's say I do have my own website for my business, for my designing business, but I started it in 2020, but then I kind of slowed down a little bit because now I'm in school, so I want to focus on my schooling a little bit. So like,
Right.
let's say I used Wix, it's a one-time, a yearly fee, and I mean it seems like it's working okay.
Is that like
but
GeoCities?
I don't know what GeoCities is.
GoDaddy?
Oh yeah.
I'm dating myself here again.
Yeah, you are. But it's like I know with Wix, let's say I'm limited to what I can add. But like for now, that's more than enough for me. But so I guess you guys can do as simple or as complicated website as somebody would want, right?
So, for example, like the e-commerce style, like my weighted blanket company has, like that's very involved. We're actually going to be recreating it because originally when it was done by someone that did it on WordPress, which I have nothing against WordPress. It's a very great site. But the thing is like, I feel like Shopify would be a better option for the e-commerce industry. And I'll say that like time and time again, like I think Shopify leads when it comes to like e-com sites. And they have their own SEO. So that's search engine optimization.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at Google and you're searching for that company, you're going to have a better chance of seeing it with a Shopify site.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I liked like for example Wix, because I mean I actually took web designing class too, so I actually
Nice.
recreated my own website with a different look, but I'm just like, okay, well, now I have to go and manually do the search engine optimization, whereas Wix, I just literally plugged it in and it's doing it for me. So
Yeah, and that's why Shopify is great too. It has all that in there. All those plugins are already set up, which is great. I've got nothing against Wix either. I just, just in my experience with the Shopify sites for that purpose, right? For the e-com purpose, that's definitely where I would point everyone.
But now, if I want to update my own website, and I'll call you, say, "Hey, Mlee, you know what? I need a new website. I want you to take care of it all. You guys will do the search optimization as well, right? And everything."
Yeah, we focus on that too. Yeah, because we want to give like a nice rounded package, right?
Yeah.
And that's where all of that learning has come through, like a lot of late nights.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
education.
I spent a little bit of time on that, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to understand this yet. My brain's not ready for it.
It's definitely a lot. It's
Yeah.
definitely a lot.
And just
But
a
it's
heads
worth
up,
it.
if you do actually ever consider doing any work for Tommy, you may end up on a few like no-fly lists. So.
Absolutely. But you did not hear that.
All
No,
good.
Mark that, Tommy. Mark it.
okay. Mark, it's marked. Okay, so what else do you guys like focus? So you talked about social media a little bit. You talked about web development, web design.
Yeah.
Search engine optimization. So I'm just looking at your website right now. It says something about reputation management.
Yeah, so literally that's just like a really fancy way of putting that we will help get you some 5-star reviews. So a lot of people are too busy. Like I find a lot of the business owners that I talk to, like they're so focused on their business, right? And so like the reviews are really lagging. And I find that even for some of these businesses that have been around for like 10, 15, 20 years, they only have a handful of Google reviews. And some of them aren't 5 stars, let's put it that way. So, I mean, that's what we do is we literally reach out to their former customers, give them a small offer, and then just say, look, like, we would really appreciate a 5-star review for the company, and that's it.
Okay. See, I'm a huge believer in reviews. I always like.
We should ask Alf to give us a Google review because we know how much he loves
I know.
subscribing to things for us.
Yeah, I know. But when I look into a new company or a new item that I want to buy, I read reviews
Yeah.
all the time, and I've also given reviews, and I don't only give bad reviews, I give good reviews as well, because those are important. If I had a good experience with a company or with an item, I want to make sure that I put it out there, because I look for
then
reviews.
they get to make more products.
Well, exactly, when I read reviews, especially let's use Amazon. I go look for an item and I just check. Okay, it has let's say 1,000 reviews. 600 are 1-star, 200 are 4-star, and then so on and so on. And I'll kind of read 2-3 from 1-star, 2-3 from 5-star, and like sometimes it'll be like, well, the package came, the thing was broken, so I would never buy this piece of crap. Well, that review is stupid, because you know what, that item might be still really good, but it was just damaged, and it could have gotten damaged during whatever. Or like about a business, like, well, I went in there and I wanted Pepsi, but they only served Coke, so I'm never going back again. Well, again, that review I don't give a shit about,
First
because
world problems.
Exactly, yeah, like those are stupid
exactly.
reviews. But reviews that say, like, you know what, I really enjoyed working with this company. There's few things that
Got
I
everything
didn't like.
done in a timely manner.
Yeah, but they
That's a
might
huge
say something negative, that like, oh, you know what, I wasn't a big fan of this or that, but you know what, at the end we came to a conclusion or whatever. I love those, because those are honest reviews. You get a little bit of pros, a little bit of cons, and then I can decide whether that company is suited for me or not.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
I strongly believe in reviews, whether they're 1, 2, or 5-star. At the end of the day, as long as it's an honest review, that's, and somebody might have a bad experience, somebody might have the best experience ever. So I still like to read those. So I like that you guys do that, because it's very important, I think, in today's day and age.
Tommy's OnlyFans, lots of negative experiences.
I know I haven't posted anything in a while.
Tommy's Fur Palace, 5 stars across the board.
Whoa! That's your fur palace. You're the furry one.
Wow.
Mlee's learning a lot about us now.
Have you ever done fur marketing before?
So
That's awesome.
last year we did a fundraiser for Movember, and both of us, as you can tell, we're quite bearded, and Bretsky's.
I'm only like mid-beard.
You're mid-beard right now. Like his was about, I'd say, 3 times as long as it is right now.
I think I had about 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
Full.
So
I can't get mine to come in. So
there's products for that.
Push harder.
But we went and we got a clean shaven, like a straight razor shave, and
oh my God.
his beard, like literally, first they took the buzzer and just it fell down in one piece. Literally, that thing was stuck together. It looked like a chin helmet.
It was just a giant piece of Velcro.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
That's so funny.
It was hilarious. I'm pretty sure we still have a video on our Instagram.
I have it in my phone still. I don't know why it's like saved in there somehow. It wasn't even taken with my phone, but somehow it's in there.
But okay, yeah. So also wanted to ask you, how did you come up with the name Sprout Marketing?
Mostly because I wanted to get something where I could put it into words, like we're going to help them grow from nothing. That little seed of an idea, and bring it up.
Pretty obvious, Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm a huge plant person. I don't know if you can see. Oh,
See?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, Hempy's gonna love that. Our listener Hempy, she's a huge plant person, and I think the Russian lady too.
I love plants.
That's my mom, Sarah.
I kill
She's
a
one
lot
of my
of them.
biggest
Well,
fans.
actually, no,
Yeah,
I
love
don't
it.
kill them as much as my cats kill them.
Yeah,
My outdoor ones do great.
That's good.
yeah.
It took me a bit. It took me a bit to learn, honestly. Like I have a graveyard in my basement, so.
I have one cat that the second you put any sort of potted plant out, like no matter where you put it, she will find it and just dig it out. Like she has to dig out every pot she finds.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That's what happens with cats. That's why I don't have any.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the
I've got
plastic.
5. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
I like the plastic plants. Like The ones you
don't even bother with that garbage. What, do you bring out your air compressor once every 3 months and blow them off?
Yeah. that is low maintenance. Looks good. I love it. There's not much fresh air in my house, so.
No, you need all the carbon monoxide eating that you can get. They're called kids. They live on that shit now.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear what was your worst experience or the funniest, like something that you like, never again, I'm not touching this, not necessarily customer, but that like,
other than Tommy.
Yeah. Like that, help me out here, like that industry.
In the industry, I don't know. I think like I guess it is a customer. One kind of negative experience like that we've had is just like when people have this expectation in their head and they're not like telling us, but they like want me to read their minds. And I'm like, I can't read your mind. Like, I don't know what you want unless you tell me.
Yeah.
I've heard those stories from Tommy too with his design.
Oh God. Yeah. I had this. I want a new logo. Okay. What do you want? I don't know.
Something that looks good. Duh.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my God. It's the worst. I think that's probably the worst
Just
part
make
of
it work.
just,
Isn't that what you do?
Be specific.
Well, and yeah, like it's they're like, well, just I don't know what I want. Just I want something pretty.
I think it goes almost with every industry where there's going to be that section of customers who just think that your job just takes care of their world for them.
And that's okay. That is okay, but they're not willing to pay. Like, it's like if I'm going to spend 2 hours making you something and then you look at it, it's like, well, no, I hate it. Well, I just wasted two hours on something that you didn't give me any info about.
You need the Mr. Burns button where the floor just gives out underneath them. And then
or just release the hounds,
Yeah.
Well, or like
the
we're
dogs with
redoing
bees in their mouths?
the same thing. Like you're saying, right? Like I spent all this time like putting up your post and like getting everything to, having all the editing done. I'm adding in all kinds of like filters and things. And like we're working with a program, if you've ever heard of it, it's called Canva. Right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
Canva. Yeah.
We use Canva ourselves, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
It's a great program.
Wonderful.
It's
but then
fantastic.
So I'm structuring all this stuff and I'm making everything. And then it's like, okay, I literally spent hours putting all of this together for your carousel of ads. Right. And then it's like, oh, I don't like 2 of these photos. And can you change this? And can you move that? And it's like, you could have told me before, like what your exact vision was if I'm not going to
100%.
make it the way that you want it.
Or I'm sure sometimes people don't
my biggest
understand that
thing.
you can do all the marketing in the world and when your company sucks, like. So do you guys do you ever not take on a job? Like, has that ever happened where you're just like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna be able to help you?
I think it depends on the client. Like, I haven't turned anybody away yet, but it's all been like very much fitted to what we do. So, I mean, if it was like an industry that I knew absolutely nothing about, I think that's a little tougher. Because we did try with someone in a different industry that I was like, I don't have a lot of experience with. So it's like a lot of the same principles, like they work for a lot of different companies. Mm-hmm. But when you have something really specific in like a way that you're helping a customer, like for example, let's just say like plumbing and heating, right? Like I don't really know a lot about that stuff. So it'd be really hard for me to like jump in with like HVAC or something where it's like, I don't really know anything about it. So it's hard for me to kind of make the content for that.
Left-handed hammers.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can market this all I want. Nobody's going to buy it.
Right? So it's things like that. And I mean, like, we can take on that stuff. It's just, it needs to be kind of submitted to us. And so that's what I like doing with a lot of people is just like, hey, if you have like a whole bunch of photos and videos of your company and you want to just have us like put them all into post and strategically post them at certain times of the day, we can do that and make sense of all of that. So it's kind of nice actually when somebody just hands me a folder of just like, I'll email you a zip file of like a whole bunch of photos and videos, you make sense of it. And I'm like, cool, that's what I do.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, if I say, you know what, do your thing, then I can't say shit that, I don't like it. I mean, I personally
we
wouldn't.
had that conversation with the old podcast because we had Nomad doing our one of our old co-hosts. She was doing our social media, and in like the early days, there were a couple times where there were some opinions thrown out about posts, and that's eventually what we settled on. It's like, okay, well, this is the person who has the job.
Yeah.
So unless you want to take the job, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
and that's a good approach. Like
you can say, I think this, but if they say nope, okay.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And so yeah, no, that's I guess that comes with the business, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're gonna have those attitudes. You're gonna have those crappy customers. Like, it's all gonna come.
Dealing
can't
with
avoid
customers is the worst. It's the worst.
I'm so happy I don't. Well, I do, but I don't have to deal with them in person anymore, so it's not nearly. As bad.
But I've worked in customer service for about a couple years, and like I used to work at Speed World, which my boss told me, like, look, you're the boss. If we're not here, you're the boss. You kick somebody out, you kick somebody out. You kick them out wrongfully, we'll back you up, we'll give you shit later, but you do your thing. and I loved it. Like, I mean, I tried not to be an asshole, but if somebody was an asshole to me, I'm like, yep, there's the door. I had a bat always beside me. I had to, because I had a helmet thrown at me. I had a bunch of safety glasses thrown at me, and beer or Pepsi can, and it's just, but like, I kind of learned to deal with, like, I had lots of angry customers because their times were deleted or whatever. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
sorry, bud.
Not my department, bro.
That's the rules, man. You didn't follow the rules. That's what you get. And well, this is bullshit. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Here's the phone number. Call the bosses. They're gonna
hotline.
They're gonna be pissed off that you're calling them right now because they're doing something fun probably, and they don't want to listen to you. But yeah, no, dealing with customers is probably the worst job out there. But kudos to people that do it every day.
It depends what you're doing. When you're doing a thing where people are happy, it a lot of times is the greatest job ever because you're just dealing with a bunch of happy people. So it's like a party all day. Like, hey, high five.
Yeah.
Like I've even worked in I spent a lot of years in the restaurant industry, and a lot of it is
back in BC,
fun.
right?
I did do it in BC, but in Manitoba
he loves. By the way, he loves talking about BC because he lived there.
I love BC, so I'm totally down.
Oh, okay, well, why don't you guys have a conversation? I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. But no, like one that sticks out to me for this example is I worked for Koya Japan, in one of those food court places, and you're standing right in front of the customers cooking for them, and like when you're going and ordering food, like food like that, it's gonna be the same every time, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're going to a restaurant and trying something out. Like 99 out of 100 people know what they're ordering when they come there, and they're just happy to be getting it. And so you're serving up food, and pretty much everyone's happy unless you're doing a pretty miserable job.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was great because it was always dealing with happy people. But then, like, I've worked in industries where people don't necessarily understand the product as well, and so they're just getting mad at you. Like I said before, where they think that your job is to just take care of their life for them.
Yeah.
Because they're paying you some money. And, and it gets a lot more frustrating in those types of customer service jobs where you have to actually be an expert over the customer because nobody likes to feel like they're the dumber person in a conversation.
Yeah.
So. The Pizza Oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With their amazing sauce and the freshest ingredients, the Pizza Oven is here to provide quality and a great tasting pizza to Winnipeg and East St. Paul. They use a delicious blend of mozzarella cheese and make their pizza crust daily, both thick and thin, and their meats are proudly provided by Winnipeg Old Country. They're located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. Call them today at 204-949-3000 because everyone's loving the Pizza Oven. And tell them the VIPod sent you by using promo code VIPod5 for 5% off of your order, and order online for an additional 5% off for a grand total of 10% off of your order.
We would like to take a moment to say a great big thank you to our lead sponsor, SafetyNet Studio, for bringing us to all major platforms under their banner. SafetyNet Studio is a boutique audio company. They produce podcasts, offer voice work, and create content for radio stations across North America. You can head to safetynetstudio.com and check out music news you can use that's covering the chart toppers and floppers. It's a daily 6 to 7 minute pod that keep you up to date with all your active rock and top 40 favorites. You can also hear music news you can use on your local radio stations. What are the future plans for Sprout Marketing? Are you guys trying to tackle more things?
Sponsorships?
Sponsorships, yeah.
Like,
But no, like, do you guys have, like, is this it for now, or is there room to grow in marketing? I guess there's always room to grow in marketing.
There's always room to grow. I really think that the focus right now being that we're just trying to help our customers and some companies just get off the ground and work on their ad sets, work on, social media and stuff like that. Because yeah, let's face it, everybody's so busy working on their actual business that a lot of that social media stuff falls to the wayside, and they can't really keep up with their following or their customers or whatever they have, like, really kind of like following them, So it's one of those things that I really want to focus on and help them out that way. I think the biggest thing is that just showing that we actually care and that I want to see somebody else succeed just as much as I want to see us succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that matters the most. And as you know, with Gary Vee, like, kindness is key with everything. And that I really try to lead with that, like, I want to make sure that we're giving them the best that we can. So yeah, for now, I think that's the way it's going to go, but I would love to see us grow in the crypto space too. Like, that really excites me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, really passionate about it. So I really want to see where we can kind of take this and help some other projects get out there too.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Crypto is interesting as hell. Like, as much as I hate to say it, it's like it's one of those ones that, like, whether you believe it or not, you should probably throw a few $100 at it at least, just in case. Like, because you can get so rich.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
If the right
Back
thing.
in 2009, my best friend decided to get 4 Bitcoins for $10. $10.
I don't know if I want to know the end of this story, because most of these stories don't end very happy.
No, but now it's like, it's even with it sitting at like 50,000, it's just like, oh my god, like, this guy can buy a house.
1 Bitcoin is sitting at 15.
50. Well, it was.
Yeah,
I don't know where
one is
today.
around like 50, and I think at
50. Okay.
Mac, it's not even at its peak right now. Like, it's
no,
it's
it
taken
was
some
at the
serious
highest it was
dives.
70.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in the 70s, but yeah, it's taken some serious
well,
dives.
He's like,
but
I'm not pulling out of this thing until it hits 100,000.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god.
well, it was funny because in the original group chat, there were a couple guys who were really into it, and at one point I was like, I had some money sitting around. I'm like, you know what? I could throw it at a random investment that I know nothing about, or I could throw it at crypto. And what I did know about crypto at the time was basically what you said. Like, back in the day, you could have bought Bitcoin for a couple dollars a piece, and now they're worth like 50 to 70,000 a piece. Like, you could have just gotten stupidly rich on a drunken gamble, basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did. Like, a lot of people got stupid rich overnight. Like, filthy, filthy, filthy rich. And so I was like, okay, well, I've got some money. Let me throw it down at this. And so I threw a bit down at it. And I was watching it. And I was climbing pretty steady. And it wasn't even Bitcoin. It was Ethereum, which was the other kind of big player. And that was really climbing. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to keep my eye on this because that's doing really good for me. I threw a few extra, 50s in there every once in a while when I was just feeling lucky.
Yeah.
And then one day it just started tanking, right? And so I waited a few hours. I'm like, oh, it's real low. I'm buying. I'm getting in.
Yeah.
And so I bought a whole bunch more and then just kept going.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh no, I bought in at the top of the dip.
It's hard to know when it's at the bottom, though. It's really tough to know.
Exactly.
So,
and it has come back since then. Like, it's back above that value again.
Yeah.
But like, oh man, if I would have just held my horses for another day or two before throwing that in.
And sometimes it's hours, right?
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I could have been $20,000 to $50,000 richer than I am right now just by waiting a day or
know.
two on that.
It's all a timing game, but you can't predict the future, right?
I
So,
can't
like,
even
that's
look at
why
it
I
anymore.
say-
I just leave it, and I'm going to look at it in like 10 years and hope that things went good.
Well, if you can, and that's why I tell everybody too, like, I'm not a financial advisor by any means, so don't take this as financial advice, but what I would do is keep putting in regularly into that ETH, right? And that when it does go down, it's gonna happen anyway. But if you keep just like plugging in that $50, you're gonna see it over time. It's gonna come back up, and it's gonna do that, you know.
Yeah, I follow on TikTok. I follow this guy, Parabolic Signals, and he's all about cryptocurrency, and that's all he does.
Some people love it, and it's the same as stocks. Like some people can read that shit all day long.
And you sit there, you study, like you don't have a job. That is you get up in the morning, you read the news, you follow,
start recognizing trends.
Well, exactly, and you know, like he usually does actually go on TikTok live, and
I'd
he like
rather
shows
just tell poop jokes on the
I know,
internet. Like that's my.
But he'll show like a graph, and he's like, see, like you take this peak and this peak, and it's this kind of a trend. I'm like,
but when you shorten it to this amount of weeks,
and I was like, well, why wouldn't you take the other peaks so it goes up, you know? But like he has a theory and how he like I don't get it, right? And I kind of think NFTs might be the same way, like
a lot of it is.
They follow like I think it's also like a big like they follow some kind of a trend.
Can somebody though give me an example here with NFT? Because like I understand what an NFT is, a non-fungible token, and like you buy something and you get the only digital copy of it. But like other than images, like where's the value in this? Because like I see that the images work like art. And then there's just this stupid value attributed with it because it's popular or not. But, like, obviously it's going on in a whole bunch of other realms and stuff. And I've just yet to, like...
gaming is another big one. Gaming is a huge way. There's also going to be for business, too, like I was mentioning before, like with, like, Sandbox and Decentraland. Right, like having H&M's virtual store in there, all of that, like all that stuff is going to start taking off for business wise. And then you're also going to have your sports stuff, right? Like I think you're probably aware of like Gary Vaynerchuk's Candy. I don't know if you are or not, but
I don't know.
Yeah, so he created what's called Candy, and it's like all like just focused around the sports side of it.
Is this basically like sports cards again?
It's kind of like sports cards, but NFT style.
Because I'm stoked about that. Because I was huge into sports cards as a kid, and that was one thing. Like I used to do a lot of like buy sell stuff, antiquing, and that sort of thing. And okay, no, I just do buy now. I don't sell it anymore. But one of the big things I always stuck away from was things like comics and sports cards and stuff. And comics proved me wrong. Comics took the fuck off again. But sports cards, it was a thing that, like, they were popular and they were growing and growing and growing in value. But then out of nowhere, like, kind of around the era of, like, internet and stuff like that, kids stopped really collecting sports cards. And then, so now even these old sports cards that used to be worth a ton of money were worth nothing. Because something, you could put it on paper, it's worth so much. But until you have somebody willing to pay that, it's not worth anything. And that's basically what was happening with sports cards. And it completely, like I said, scared me away. I came across some amazing deals on boxes of old vintage sports cards and stuff, and I was just like, nah. Because, like, I didn't even want to have to...
Well, and that would be, if you bought that would be just for your own satisfaction going through them, maybe memories, that's about it.
That's the thing, is like, yes, there's still value in them, but you have to be able to find those collectors that want them.
Exactly.
And, like, unless you're, Pawn Stars on TV where you always got a guy.
I
got lots of guys, but, like, no, I don't have every guy. And so, like, it wasn't something that was...
But that's where the community comes in too, right? And, like, especially with Discord and Twitter, with all this stuff. And that's where I'm going to say, too, like, definitely check out Candy. Like, I think that's going to be a big thing, too. I really do.
I like eating candy.
Well, me too.
We can tell.
Beside my bed, I have what I call the bag of beaties. It's just a bag of candy. Just at nighttime when I get the munchies.
You'll sell me on that shit right away.
Oh, man. Well, that's it. I'm not a huge candy, but I do like my chocolate. I do like that.
Chocolate too.
Kit Kat bar is where I'm at.
I actually, so I work nights. Last night I took a bag of chocolate covered almonds, and and
Those are so good too.
I went to town on them. At one point, I'm just like,
I actually
should
just
stop
found
eating.
the other day. I put it away. I got it at Christmas, but it was almond bark, so it's literally just sheets of chocolate with almonds in it. Like,
Oh man, we changed this topic very fast. Oh, the Jets are playing. Well, I could have gone to the game today. Actually, could have gotten
That'd
free
been a good
tickets. Yeah,
But
but
you're doing this.
right, exactly. That's called dedication, right?
Hell yeah.
still seeing everything that's going on right here. So
I know exactly. Yeah.
You can multitask.
So the other thing, loads.
Those.
Actually, yeah. What's your poison tonight there?
Oh, I just have, this is my juice I made.
Oh, that looks like a Caesar.
I was gonna
I
say.
know, but it's actually guava juice. It's so good.
I like guava juice. Too.
And did you spike it with something? You can say it
Usually,
here.
but I'm actually out.
Oh my god, that's just unfair.
We made pina coladas.
Let me get my courier on the line. We'll get something over to you ASAP.
I noticed on your website you have a blog going.
Ooh, blogs
Well,
are fun.
we want to start doing that because the thing is, and honestly, it's so much work though, but the one thing about blogs is you can add in so many keywords, right? So that when you're actually looking at Google and somebody's looking at for something that you're doing, then you can have those words in your blog. And when they search those terms, it'll actually pop up like that. So it's essentially a way to do SEO without having to pay anything outside of it, right?
So I'm looking at it right now, and like, let's say one of your topics says our advice for 2022. So if somebody was to type in best
Advice for 2020.
business advice for 2022, then there's a good chance that will pop up on the main
chunk will
page.
come up. Exactly. And especially if you have things like best real ideas for 2022. Those are great headlines, right? So somebody's going to be searching for that stuff, and then that way those words will pop up.
Okay, so you guys write these blogs yourselves?
Yeah, we write them ourselves. We also have access to a couple ghostwriters too. And so as we start picking up in the other areas, because I'm only one person, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What?
I don't have an evil twin or anything. So
I'm seeing double.
I'll be reaching out to those ghostwriters, and essentially they're going to be the ones that are helping us out with that down the line. But for now, I want to kind of get the feel for that going by myself, and so that we have like the feel happening, and then they can see what we've done and kind of replicate that in those future.
You kind of set the
posts.
tone, right? Where you want that
Give
to
them a
be.
template,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. Have like the outline.
So what do you write in the blog? Just the advice for 2020. Do you give people like free tool tips and tools, like how they can improve?
Everything tips like that. Tools to use.
And
No, it's all just clickbait.
well, and then
Yeah, it's not clickbait.
just because obviously, like, I understand that you want to give people these tools and these devices for growing a business, but doesn't that turn away a customer saying, well, okay, maybe I can do this, I don't need to hire them?
Yes and no. Giving them those tools kind of gives them that leg up a little bit so they can start doing things on their own. But just like you and I both know, that takes a lot of research and a lot of hours and a lot of time to do everything by yourself. And so even with us starting off like that, like being like, okay, how do other agencies structure this or do that program, or how do they work it, right? And it's a lot easier to kind of have like either a business coach or somebody to work with you to guide you along that and save you the 2-3 years of time it takes to learn everything, right? By yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what
that's why we're here. We fast track all of that.
Yeah. Nice. So what do your services cost? Like, if I say, you know what, I want you to do everything, the whole marketing for me. I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for that. I want you to create me a website. I want you to, do all the ads and promotion on the social medias on all platforms. Do you guys have a base price, or it depends on each business?
It depends on their budget, right? If they're just a new business, chances are they're not going to be able to afford thousands and thousands of dollars for like kind of an all-encompassing marketing plan, right? So it just kind of depends on the business, on the person. I'd say typically most companies, and yeah, I even Googled this, that a lot of like mainstream companies, like just your average everyday kind of incorporated business, will spend about $10,000 a month on marketing. And that just depends on, like I said, on the company itself. A startup is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the average, like the median average for a lot of companies, because you got to think that they're doing not only Google ads, they're doing probably Facebook ads, posting, they're probably paying people to do some ghostwriting, and it's going to take a lot of money to do that. So it just depends. But I would say, like the average for us, I would probably think anywhere between like $1,500 to $4,000 a month for a lot of our clients is kind of where they're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it just depends on the company.
I gotta start saving money.
Like, and it doesn't all go to me. Like,
Well, obvious, yes.
A lot of it's for like the ad spend and stuff, or to like pay for like their domain names, for their hosting, anything like that. Like we just kind of run all that for them and just kind of take the headache.
And like with any trade, you know, like people always get mad, like, oh, this plumber charged me $90 an hour and he was here for 20 minutes and it still cost me $150. It's like, well, yeah, you're paying for the 10 years it took him to learn how to do that in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not the 10 minutes it took him to do the job.
Well, and that's just it. Like, you know, when I first started dabbling into like just looking into like, okay, what does it take to get a website? It's not just like, oh yeah, I want this name, click, and it's
I
done.
already told you this.
But yeah, like you said, you got to buy your domain name, you know, and you have to pay for that every year. Then you have to pay for the hosting, and then there's all these fees that people don't realize that they are there. And
remember when we tried to get a real voicemail?
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. We tried to get a voicemail. Yeah, so our podcast
landlines are expensive as fuck nowadays.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, and so like with our podcast webpage, we're going through Podpage. And they have, and again, it's limited to certain templates. So even though I played around with it. I tried to make it look the way I had it in my mind, and I couldn't because it's limited to, you have only these 10 themes, you know, that you can pick out of. And that's the layout you're going to get. But it had like a digital voicemail in it automatically. So we're like, okay, well, that's a bonus, you know. And we don't have to pay the $35 a month. For a voice landline that's like basically not being used, like
trying to come up with some sort of catchy like 956 line.
Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of happy that was a feature. So we kind of weighed our options, and it's like, okay, we only limited to certain themes, but we have the feature that we really wanted. So that was kind of cool.
See, and we've also learned with the virtual voicemail that it's a good thing that we're not spending $40 a month, because we get like 2-3 voicemails a month.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like, suck it up and leave one there, or too bad, because we're not until we start getting more, we're not upgrading the service. Sorry, guys.
Exactly. So speaking of voicemails, we do have we call it a confession booth. And people can leave us voicemails up to 2 minutes. I think we can actually adjust it to longer, but usually 2 minutes is like enough time, because
I think 2 is enough to get out what you need to get out on our show.
Yeah.
But you know, this week nobody really called in, even though I kind of put out a message saying like, hey, Bretsky's sad. He needs some words of wisdom and cheer him up a little bit. But
actually, I do know, because a couple weeks ago, Big Dave had a few friends try to leave some messages, and they got some sort of replies that the messages were received, but there's issues with the system.
Yeah, the system worked. Again, we tackled that last week, that those people are idiots, and I'm going to leave it at that.
No. I'm just saying we probably had 5 or 6 calls.
Yeah, okay.
And they just didn't make it through because the system screwed up. But, you know.
But if Mlee, please let the listeners know how can they contact you, and where they can see your content, and
let us know a more effective way of getting them to contact us, please. We've tried everything. We do contests. We try weird food and ask them to leave opinions.
Double dog dare you to call these guys right now.
I swear to God, laziest listeners on the fucking planet.
Absolutely, scumbags.
I think the biggest thing, like I said, it's all community, right? So wherever that is, like you said, it's on Discord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
they
would
hate
just
us.
keep funneling people
That's
to
the problem. We need another group that doesn't hate us as much that might leave voicemails.
So like I find too, like our best bet right now, like I said, is Instagram, but I mean maybe for you guys that might be different. So if you're like kind of just putting in your effort into Instagram or Twitter or something like that, find somewhere where you can literally funnel your viewers from that platform to your podcast. Right?
Okay.
So it's just like, it's literally like a sales funnel kind of idea, but it's a audience funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You got
So
that?
you
I think
gotta
I got
find
an
a way
idea,
to do
actually.
that.
Okay.
I think I got an idea.
Yeah.
Secret.
So there you
Stuff
go.
here.
If you start
I better write it
brainstorming
down
that
because I'll forget it by the time the show's over.
it'll be good.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, for me, I'm Sprout Biz Dev. So you can reach me at Sprout Biz Dev. That's Sprout BIZDEV. And so that's our Instagram, our Twitter, which honestly, I haven't put a lot of effort into the Twitter right now. I feel like a lot of the people that we're aiming to connect with are on Instagram. So that's kind of our main point right now. And, yeah, I guess we'll see where that goes, but that's typically going to be our main point is Instagram. So hit me up there.
And then your website is also sproutbizdev.ca.
bizdev.ca.
Yeah, so we'll definitely add everything onto our into our pod script, so they'll get a direct link to your website and to your Instagram as well. And are you on Facebook as well?
We are on Facebook, and it's Sprout Biz Development.
Okay, yeah, we'll add links to all those too.
I got a couple more quick questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number one,
For sure.
what's the next big thing? What's the next TikTok? We need insider trading info here.
Oh man, that's really hard to say. Honestly, like I really studied TikTok a lot and what viral videos have gone up last year and why they went and the things that kind of followed suit. And it's literally like the most random things. I really don't know. Like I can't seem to crack it myself.
People
but
love
like looking
random.
at somebody's, like it's literally somebody's doing this. And it's like 4 million views, and you're like, why?
So
Yeah.
if me and Bretsky, let's say, did the dirty dancing thing where do the whole dance and I lift him up above my head,
I go running towards him with my
That
walker,
would be amazing.
and then he
That would
lifts
be-
me
I
up
would
in the
scare-
air, and we
I would
both
scare
fall
the shit
over.
out of that. That is amazing.
Okay, so we might have to practice, but your back has to get better.
We should probably do it while the snow's still here. I don't feel like face planting in gravel.
Yeah, that would suck a lot more. Just
Yeah.
saying. Oh, I face planted into concrete, and I will tell you that snow is going to be a lot better than that.
I as well have face planted into concrete.
But you
Good times.
but you face plant, like you'd be on top, and then now I fall back, and you face plant into gravel. Now that might generate tons of views.
There's a lot of kinetic force behind that. Like that's like I'm close to 200 pounds, but then when you get the speed involved with my fall and
Right?
and my aerodynamics, my obvious aerodynamics,
But then you make sure to add a popular sound in there, and you'll be good to go.
yeah.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get flagged or killed for this, but I absolutely laugh out loud when I see those videos of the little people jumping off a boat into the water, and they add the soundbite like.
It's like,
I mean,
I love those too. You're not a bad person.
okay, like.
You can appreciate the humor in that.
it's-
That's humor.
yeah,
okay?
like-
if you can't laugh at shit
Yeah.
like that, like if that's what's offending you,
Like
I'm
they're
sorry.
so funny.
fuck you. Like at this
so
point,
funny.
that's all I
I
have to
know.
say.
It
And the
kills
la-
me. That stuff is so good.
Okay, so last question I wanted to ask. I've been trying to do this at the end of every show, but I've only remembered once so far. So you're number 2. Screw up a song lyric.
Sorry?
Screw up a song lyric.
Screw up a song lyric.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. I know way too many songs, and I literally have an entire.
There's got to be
library of
one that,
lyrics.
like, when you were 12 years old, you thought you knew the words to.
Oh, okay. There actually is one, and I swear this was what it was. What was his name? Shawn Mendes. It was like fade until I can't breathe. Right? That
Yep.
one. And it's like falling down to my knees, but I swear it was farting on some bunnies. I swear.
love it.
That is great. Yeah.
Perfect.
I think we need
But
to
it
redo
sounds
that
like
song.
It. Listen
Yeah.
to it. Seriously, like listen to it. It sounds exactly like that. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God, that is money. Actually, I did have a question. That
Yeah.
is there. I guess so. When it comes to marketing, do you use the same tools to every business, or like would you try to use different techniques for, let's say, a comedy podcast, a designing company, somebody that knits their own like gloves and hats and stuff like, or do you kind of
that's
use
gonna
the
be
same
different.
tools?
Yeah, for sure. Like for products, you're definitely going to see a lot more, like if you were to do reels and such like for the products themselves and find like some cool videos to do that too. I would definitely focus on that. For a business that's kind of outside of the social realms, like we have some industrial parts that just don't really fit necessarily with a lot of the social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have one guy that we're talking to that's possibly going to work with us down the line. And for him, I would highly, highly recommend doing like a Google ad campaign, right?
Yeah.
For people in the industry that are looking for that product, they're not really going to be looking on TikTok for it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
let's do where they're going. And so for us, a lot of what my job is that market research of where are your customers coming from? Where are they going to be looking for you?
Mm-hmm. So
So-
one last question, I guess. What would you recommend for us to, what would be the next step we should really focus on, other than like,
Firing Tommy.
well, if you fire me, who's gonna do the editing? but if we, because like we try to get now a guest every week, and we're kind of hoping for a little cross promotion, right? We share your idea and you share ours, and so that's one way of growing. So we're trying to reach out to like guests from. We had guests from BC, you know.
That's amazing.
We had a guest from Colorado.
That's
But
so cool.
but we don't. You know, like those people. If they share it, then okay, they might listen to that one episode, but they might not come back for more necessarily.
We got to be funnier, Tommy. That's the problem.
I know, but like you know. There's too much stress going on in my life.
Retention is hard, I think, for a lot of people. I think what I would definitely recommend is just keep everything consistent, right? So if you have the idea now that you're like sharing with entrepreneurs, like keep that idea going. I wouldn't change it up. Right. So like you have like your one goal, your one kind of service that you're offering is doing the podcast with local entrepreneurs. Right.
Yeah.
So I would definitely keep that idea going and keep it consistent. So like if you're going to be recording on Wednesdays, like that's going to be your thing. Right. So everybody knows that and everybody's aware of that. Also announcing when your next episode is coming up ahead of time. So whether that be like, are you guys on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? Like where are you?
We're on Instagram and Facebook right now.
And
Okay.
Discord.
So on Facebook, I would be posting in your stories, like definitely do your Facebook stories, do your Instagram stories, do reels if you can. But at least with the stories, you can share it to both platforms at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is definitely a huge thing that I would recommend is keeping that up. And then, announcing when the next podcast episode is going to be. Make sure you share the episode itself on your pages, right? Like you're keeping that consistent too.
Yeah.
And then, like, seriously, just invite your Facebook friends. Like, go down your list and invite everybody. There's no harm in that.
Yeah.
Right? So just, like, start with your actual community.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of have that, then I would start putting up for ads, honestly, and have it be a brand awareness ad so that you can bring new people in.
Is it something that you guys do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any advantage, like if you're gonna promote an ad, like let's say on Facebook or Instagram, give it a boost or whatever? Do you recommend that post have anything special to it, like when you're, for example, running an event or a fundraiser or something, or is any old post about a good episode good, or like?
Those are good.
Is there something specific you're looking for? Like, obviously, yeah, you want your best episode to be out there, but like we do a lot of things as well beyond the episodes. Like we do fundraisers, we do barbecues, whatever
fundraisers and barbecues. Those are great things to boost, and you guys can literally put like a nice low budget on boost. Honestly, like even like boosting it for like $25, let's say. Like you could boost it for $25 and literally you are still reaching quite a few people. And I know there's a couple businesses that I've dealt with in the past that are literally just doing boosts and not doing ad sets. Mm-hmm. And like even just having boosts is a huge thing because you can actually see the metrics and the reporting of who's actually interacting with that.
Yeah.
How many interactions you're getting with that post, right? So that's a huge part of it. You can also use that post in an ad, like you can make it an ad out of it. But I literally think boosting is going to be a huge deal for sure for you guys.
Yeah, there was one. I did a Facebook boost for when my band was playing a show. But I think also it's not just like, okay, boost this post. Like you actually have to enter certain criteria there too, and I think that's very important too. The
audience is super important, and narrowing that down as to what their interests are.
Yeah.
So I mean, like
you're
can
programming
target people,
the algorithm.
like let's say, that like other podcasts that are similar to yours. Let's say, like then you can bring those people in too, and they're like, oh well, this person likes XYZ podcasts and they're popular, so they would probably like us. So then you can literally target what they like too, and that's what I like about Facebook posts Facebook ads.
Yeah, no, and I noticed that because all of a sudden I was getting likes from like Toronto, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but like, you're never gonna come to our show to Winnipeg.
Like you would definitely want to target Winnipeg itself, or you could even target all of Manitoba, but for like a local show, I would definitely just target Winnipeg for the most part.
Do certain platforms have better ad boosting than others? Like, is Facebook better than Instagram or vice versa and all across the board?
Well, Facebook, because Facebook owns Instagram, so a lot of them are really similar now into how they play into it. But TikTok ads aren't widely used yet. And that's where I say, like, that's going to be a really big thing for businesses now. Mm-hmm. And I think actually for you guys, that would be another great option. Because, like I said, it's not widely used yet. So that's going to be a huge way for you to break in. And because there's 1 billion plus users on TikTok, that a lot of people that we can target with that are going to see it.
So that's a better thing then, is what you're saying, is that you're going to get more exposure
in my opinion,
because
TikTok is going to be,
because there's fewer ads out there. So they're going to more than likely put you out to more people.
Yeah, and the way that we target on TikTok is very similar to Facebook. So a lot of the same audience targeting and everything fits the same way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
we're getting closer to the end of the show. So what we will let you go soon. We're still gonna do a couple more things here, but what we do at the end of the show, we give shout outs. So you can give a shout out to anybody you'd like, and then we can tag them as well in our pod script. So
for sure.
The mic is yours.
Awesome. Well, definitely giving a shout out to my business partner and my boyfriend, AJ. He's actually downstairs working on a blanket for me right now. So that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he's really great. He's really dedicated too, which is awesome to have. Really helpful. And actually our business coaches that we're working with right now have been awesome. Like even before we signed on with them, they were so like guideful and helpful. Like they were just kind of like pointing us in the right direction. So I definitely want to shout out to Joel Kaplan and his team there in the States, and like amazing people. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Well, Mlee, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. We always have a room for sponsorship, and if you guys
cross promotional deals.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So if you guys would be up for giving us a hand to grow our podcast, and we'd be very happy to do some advertising for you guys as well. We can talk about it behind the scenes.
Sure.
Sleep on it, think about it. We can chat tomorrow, in a week, in a month.
Tommy, we're at the shout-outs.
Stop
sucking ass.
Well, we'll get to our shout-outs after. But I just want to make sure that, because I know you have a call coming in soon.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I just want to make sure that we finish up here. And again, thank you very much for joining us. And you have yourself a wonderful evening. And good luck with the business.
Guys. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been awesome having you.
Thank you very much. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Loads.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was fun.
That was a spicy one.
What a wonderful I don't want to say lady because lady sounds old. What a wonderful
Guest.
Girl. She's gorgeous. She's smart. She's moving up. You know, I wish her nothing but the best.
Kind of person we're looking for on this show. Basically,
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
And business people and musicians and
sponsors.
artists. and sponsors. Yeah. Yeah. So where are we from here?
So we would normally go into the confession booth, but our
a-holes.
left us hanging as usual.
Be-doo, be-doo, be-doo.
Bah.
I didn't want to burp too loud in the microphone. I had so many burps built up, but she just seemed so
She was
nice.
so nice.
She was so nice.
I
and
had
was just
to bite
like,
my tongue on so many jokes in that episode.
loads.
Load skis. Oh, God. Jets are up 2-0, by the way. I had to take another silent shot because I didn't want to interrupt her because she was so fucking nice.
I know, eh?
Ah.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, I can't say that now.
Like, I felt bad swearing even in that episode.
I know. She's just super nice. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? She seems like she's good shit. And you know, I really hope we get to work together. And if no, even if we don't, I really hope to have her on. You know, maybe in like 6 months or so.
We'll still
at.
keep a close
Absolutely.
contact with her, and definitely a great contact.
But yeah, so we don't have any phone calls or emails. So thank you very much. But go fuck yourselves. If you would like to leave us a voicemail, you can go to www.thevipod.com, and on the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little microphone. Just go fucking click on it and leave us a voicemail. You know, tell us
Alf,
how...
we know you're not listening, but fucking
I know.
do it.
You know, I'm just gonna have
Just
to.
do it.
I think I'm gonna get to Alf at one point because I kept muting him,
He joined the chat.
and I'm
So
gonna.
he's
I already
clearly
muted
itching.
him 3 times
He's
since
clearly
Sunday.
itching.
And
You know what, Alf? If you don't start sending voicemails, I'm gonna start telling Alf bitch stories every episode.
Ooh, that's actually that's a great segment to
That's
add.
not even hard to go back.
No,
There's so many
no.
stories where Alf's a bitch.
But yeah, please go leave us a voicemail on our website. You can also leave us an email if you have a story that you want to share with us. If any of our guests, spike the story in your memory, please let us know by email to email us to vipodmail@gmail.com. And you can please go and rate and review our show on our website, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can subscribe to Spotify, and you can listen to us now on Amazon Music and TuneIn as well. Follow us on social media, the VIPod on Facebook, and on Instagram, it's the VIPod Podcast. Yeah, go check us out. Go give us a follow if
Don't
this is
forget
the
our
first time.
personal follows. You can follow me at Wayne_Bretsky_the_greatest_1, or Tommy at Tommy Show _1.
No, it's Tommy Show 1.0.
Tommy Show 1.0.
Yeah, I'm not difficult like you are.
Yeah, and again, I'm the one with the face for radio. He's got the voice for print, and we're the VIPod.
And please check out our sponsors, Safety Net Studio at safetynetstudio.com, and the Pizza Oven, thepizzaoven.ca. And you can use promo code VIPod5. And now they have a new thing. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Tell me more, Tommy.
The Pizza Oven. You got too
did it.
excited.
I
There you
did
go.
it.
Go.
I pinched it. Keep going.
So the Pizza Oven now has a royalty program.
Oh.
So the more pizzas you order, I think you get points. Basically, you spend money, you get
So
points.
we're also going to have a lottery with a calendar, and you can bet on a day where you think Joe hits 300 pounds. And if you get the day, you win the pot.
That's right. But yeah, so they have a royalty program now, and you know what? I think when you join, you automatically get like 25
I picked
or
tomorrow,
50.
by the way.
Yeah. So like the more points you earn, then you can use those points towards your pizza to get some money back. Or money off.
And sexy back.
And sexy. Yeah, you get your sexy front. Sexy front.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the
That's
pizza
for
oven,
sure.
you get your sexy front.
Abdominal insulation. Free of charge.
Oh shit!
Potential muscle.
I thought the Nomad sent us a hiking story, but that's just you talking about the hiker getting injured, and so
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? There is an event coming up, a couple events that I'd like to share on here.
Is it a finger painting contest? Because if it is, you're all fucked.
No, no. I mean, I can only use brown color.
Oh man, don't get me. Oh, you just reminded me of a story.
Okay, go for it, and I'll talk about it.
We haven't done a poop story.
That's
in a while,
right. Yeah, like
we haven't done a poop story.
Mlee's not on here. We can already unleash the beast now.
Okay, so when my kids were younger, my oldest son, he had this thing. He was often digging, and it didn't bother him to shit or piss himself and just carry on with his day.
Yeah.
Younger son, he was always really good. Like, he was always like, okay, change it up. Like, not happy.
Yeah.
Older son, he could walk around all day. He did not give a flying fuck. And so one day we put him to bed, and he learned that he could reach in there and grab some brown paint and finger paint his whole bedroom. Like, every single wall from corner to corner, he could paint it. And we didn't realize until, like, the next morning, because it was like, he had been put to bed for the night, right? So, like, it happened early and then went to bed. And I guess it hadn't wafted out yet.
Yeah.
And by the next morning, it was just like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And we went in, and you open that door, and this wall hits you.
Oh,
right?
no kidding.
And then there's fucking brown hieroglyphics from fucking, like, it looks like, like fucking.
I'm not saying it's the aliens, but it's the aliens.
Fucking 13 monkeys, fucking, like, just all these shit all scribbled all over the walls. But the worst part about it was by that time, the poop had all hardened. So, like, taking wet cloths and scrubbing, we were scrubbing the paint off, and the poop wasn't coming off.
Yeah.
And so this was a rental, so we did the best we could and then just painted over it. So there is some poop lumps on a wall in an apartment somewhere. And
well, what do you do? I mean,
what do you do, right?
yeah,
Like,
I
what do you
mean,
do?
when my kids shit themselves, like, my wife's like, I'll just clean it. I'm like, no, throw it out.
Yeah.
Like, those were hand-me-downs. They're not like Gucci fucking...
when they're like, oh, I'll just put it through the washer.
No.
The fucking hell you will. My clothes go through there.
I'm throwing out the washer then.
I don't need my clothes going through the poo-poo cycle.
No.
Like,
Poo-poo cycle.
no.
Okay, so...
Burn it.
I wanted to remind a couple events, and, I promised that I will promote it on here. But... at the same time, I am very not very heartbroken, but I am heartbroken because I really wanted to go. But both events that I wanted to talk about are on the same day.
Oh, no. Better not be the darkness.
No.
Oh,
No. We're still going to that.
Oh, thank God.
So, the live show, Back Alley Beers,
Oh, really?
April 1st.
You can't make her?
I can't because, I'll tell you why. So, but I want to, if you guys are up for some live podcast.
Because I might still try to sign up on that taco.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna have a taco.
I have the worst
competition, which
appetite
is
ever. Like, I'd be the worst competitor. I'm fat, but I can't eat.
So they're gonna have a taco competition. They're gonna have a comedian, Jesse Bercier. They're going to have a live band, Death Cassette, on there. So it's April 1st at 7 p.m. at 1364 Main Street at Bulldog Event Center. If you want to go check out some live podcasting and comedy and laughs and live band and eat some tacos, make sure you join them. You can go check them out. Follow the Back Alley Beers. I'll give the link to the pod script. And, contact them for, like, tickets because they have some early bird tickets.
It's going to be a fucking sweet show.
So that'll be great. But the same day, when they said April 1st, I'm like, fuck, I have something. And then I was like,
April Fools.
And then I was like, there's a work thing that I have to do. Okay, well, that's during the day. I don't give a shit. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, no, there's this other thing. It's my sponge hockey wind up. And
Those motherfuckers.
and that is it.
They're
It's
good dudes. I can't even hate on you.
Well,
for
no,
that.
you don't know those guys.
Well, I know some of them.
Well, you know one. You know Kent.
Yeah, well, good enough.
Fuck Kent.
Kent's a good fucker. Yeah, Kent, you didn't shovel that stair and you fucked me up.
But
spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! But yeah, so we have our wind up, and I'd like to extend the invitation to everybody, and I'm gonna read what we got sent, what the event says here. So hey, folks, 2 great things are coming up: COVID-free life and Belgian Club Crusaders Sponge Hockey Wind Up. Every year, our team has a theme. For the wind up, the Belgian club who graciously sponsors our team. So shout out to the Belgian club. Like many places, struggled through the pandemic, which is why the Crusaders
And
want
I love
to
the
step
Belgian
up.
club.
Oh yeah, and
By the
cheap
way,
drinks.
I fucking love the Belgian
So the
club.
Crusaders want to step up and help our beloved drinking hole. We are hosting a hockey jersey night, where whatever player, whatever team, home or away, it doesn't matter. If you come wearing a jersey, you will be entered into a few draws for a Belgian club bucket of beers.
Do I get 1 entry per jersey?
You know what? I thought of it as soon as I read that. I'm like, fucking Bretsky's gonna show
I'm
up with
winning 35 jerseys.
You're gonna be like that little kid, you know, in the winter time that's like bundled up.
The starfish.
So
Anyone
yeah.
who doesn't know, I'm a jersey collector, so I have many jerseys. And actually, one part of the I'm going to interrupt really quickly because one part of the story from my injury that I can tell is when the paramedics showed up.
Oh, yeah.
and had me in the ambulance, and he's like, "Well, here's your problem. You're a fucking Kings fan," because I was wearing a Kings jersey. But it was my Drew Doughty jersey, and that night the Kings had presented Drew Doughty with a jet ski because it was his fucking, I don't even know, fucking thousandth
Whatever,
game
yeah,
or
exactly.
whatever. So I was like, I'll wear my Drew Doughty jersey tonight. And so I'm like, no, guys, honestly, I'm not a Kings fan. I'm a Jets fan. I'm a hockey fan and a jersey collector, and so I wear a different jersey every week. And so they tear that off me and they open up my jacket and I'm wearing a fucking Tampa Bay Lightning hoodie and they're like, for fuck's sake, man.
That was pretty funny. Okay, so yeah, basically, if you come wearing a jersey, you're gonna enter it for draws to get a Belgian club bucket of beers. We will also be selling tickets for Texas Mickey size bottle of windshield washer fluid, and we will be doing a 50-50 draw. All proceeds will go to the historical club. Aside from actually seeing people not drinking in your basement and hanging out with the team, you're all encouraged to partake in karaoke. Slow jams, Bohemian Rhapsody, Barbie Girl, Limp Bizkit, Faith, Getting Jiggy With It, Chumbawamba's Top Thumping. Yeah,
I
Top
get knocked
Thumping.
down,
Yeah.
but I get
The
up
beautiful
again.
people, tequila, whatever your heart desires. So bring a friend, hell, even 2, and come be normal with other normal people or with other fucked up people. So we are having a wind up. We're inviting everybody because the Belgian club, they've been amazing.
I might have to be there.
The parties are always
Because
down.
as much
Oh
as I
my
love
God.
the Babs guys, they're going to have another show.
They will. And I talked to Travis already, maybe doing a collaboration of a live show possibly together. So
Yeah.
we'll get to that in the future. But again, you know, if you don't want to come drink with us, that's cool. Go hang out with Back Alley Beers at Bulldog Event Center. But if you want to come and hang out with us and have some drinks, Belgian Club on Pro and Shea. I don't know what the exact address is, but
The Belgian club.
it's
Across
the
from
only-
that soldier statue.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Just
right
before
there.
the tracks.
Past the tracks. Well, I guess it depends.
Well, it depends which way you're coming from.
Yeah.
If you're coming from Lage, it's
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the tracks.
Yeah.
If you're coming from downtown, it's after the tracks.
And, cheap drinks, karaoke, Todd is fucking awesome. There will be awards where we always get awards, like between us. We do like awards for most goals, most assists, most penalty minutes, and then we vote.
Nicest underwear.
Well, I have to say, I did win one year the most improved player. Because I was like the worst player. So
Do you remember?
and,
You probably.
and I'm the proudest of this award, the stinkiest guy on the bench.
Oh, that does not surprise me at all. Did you ever what age did you come to Canada?
18.
18. Okay, yeah. So, oh shit, I just did it again.
Oops.
So like,
I did it again.
I played with your heart. Okay, don't get me into that because I know the whole dance and everything. But no, like, do you remember? I used to go to clubs like back in those days, and at 18 they would have the bar game every night, whether it was like fucking
when I moved here, I never
show us your underwear, Titty Tuesdays or whatever. And like a lot of it was like you'd get the drunkest fucking people out there and get them to fucking drop their pants and try to fucking dance around, and it was just the funniest shit ever. I miss those days. I mean, I don't, because I probably made a real ass of myself, but I don't remember a lot of it. So
the Belgian club, they've been so nice that we, at some point, like it was last call, we closed the door and we're like, no, we're not leaving yet. Such a great fucking time. They treat us well there, so we want to show them some love and invite as many people as possible.
Oh, and they do a great karaoke night.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
always
Todd
had fantastic drink prices. Like they're I mean, any Legion, but like
no, the Belgian club is the shit. So
you cannot argue with the price. You don't need to go to no fucking bar. You're fucking 35 years old. You're not dancing anymore. You're gonna throw it a hip.
No, you dance, but you dance to karaoke at the Belgian club.
Exactly. Like, but no, you don't dance. Like fucking y'all skeet motherfucker.
No.
Skeet. Goddamn. Like, we're not doing that anymore.
No, so
we can't.
This
you
is
skeet
karaoke.
And throw it a fucking hip is what fucking happens.
Watch me, Nene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, teach me how to Dougie.
We should have an episode just kind of use these quotes in like random conversations.
Oh, that's a good game. Let's do a game where
not now.
Not now. But we'll do a game in the future where we'll get catchphrases
and then lift it up randomly.
No, you have to use those catchphrases throughout the show.
No, but it would be just
and you have to get through all of them or you get penalized.
We could totally do just like talk like this, but just randomly lift it up and like you have 30 seconds to use that catchphrase.
But what we'll do is we'll have like 30 each, so it'll be hard to go through all of them. Oh, yeah. And you'll get a certain amount of points for each one and a certain amount of deductions for not using it.
Okay, I like that.
But you have to use it properly.
We have to do it with a guest.
Yeah, you can't just be like, I like butter. Yeah. Like, it has to actually make sense with what's going on.
I like that. That's a great one.
Yeah. Save that. Mark that.
So
I'm not going to remember that tomorrow.
So I'm just leaving it in there. This is my
first time drinking in a week, actually. Like,
no.
Because I've been off painkillers for 2 days now. Well, I've been off serious painkillers for 2 days. I've been off actual painkillers for a day. And I just filled that shot glass way too high. Yeah. Let's do it. Loads. Wow.
Fuck, Bretsky, by the end of this episode, you're not going to feel shit. Not a
Jet
goal.
Scars!
Woo! I like those jerseys.
Fucking woo!
So yeah, like scumbags, and you guys know who I'm talking about.
Alf.
April 1st, come hang out with us. Come hang out with us. Get drunk.
Oh yeah, not Alf. He's not talking to Alf right now.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, he's muted.
Banned.
Yeah, no. I'll just keep muting him till he calls in.
Yeah.
Alf, actually, if you're going to listen to this episode.
See how long it takes him to refriend me on Facebook because he's not.
Did he unfriend you?
He unfriended me because he was too butthurt about me fucking challenging his ideas.
Oh.
He's a snowflake.
He is worse than Kyle. Like, he was always making fun of Kyle. And you know what? Holy fuck. Dude, you cannot say shit about Kyle because you are 100 times worse. You left
the second the ball isn't in his court anymore.
Little fucking baby bitch.
Oh shit, that hurt.
There you go.
I can't do that direction. Oh no.
Well, that's called karma.
Yeah, mark that shit. I don't want him to hear that. He doesn't deserve that shit.
All right, guys. Gretzky, shout-outs.
I have a couple shout-outs.
Okay. I think I have a feeling.
My first shout-out is Teacher Kim, because I know her mom had a hip injury this week. So to any of you who are going to listen to the bonus track here, I had a hip injury this week. Because, I couldn't just let Kim's mom get away with all the fun. I had to try it out,
You wanted to know what it feels like.
I had to try it out, too. My God, Kim, your mom is a warrior. She is a warrior because this is the worst week of my life. I have been so fucking devastatingly injured. It hurts so much, and everything sucks so bad. My God, I wish all the best to your mom. I want her to recover as quickly as possible because this is terrible. And my other shout out, I kind of allude to it in the bonus track, but I really want to shout out Tommy. As much as I fucking hate your guts a lot of times. Honestly, like, ready, like, at 3 a.m, anything you need, I'll come and bring it to you at the hospital.
Dude, I need a fucking excuse to leave work.
and even after that, anything you need, I'll get it down to you. And he helped out with getting me home so that my other half didn't have to miss any work. I'm going to give Joe a slight tip of the hat as well because he helped with getting my car home, which I want to say to you guys, missed a golden opportunity there to troll me and say my car wasn't there anymore. I was totally expecting the call. And you know, and here's the thing. I was like, they're going to call me and they're going to say my car's not there anymore. And even though I know they're going to do it, I still don't know if it's true because I don't know how these fucking snow zones in the city work. So there's a damn good chance my car actually isn't there anymore.
I thought of it, but I was like, you know what? You're dealing with a bunch of shit now. I was like, I can't do that.
But honestly,
and I learned my lesson from the last mistake.
I have friends that I've had for 30 years who I've told what fucking happened. They're like, oh shit, man, hope you get better. Not a single one of them offered to help. So, like, as much as we shit on each other, I really appreciate the fact that you were willing to step up and help out a bro when I was fucking crippled as fuck.
Anytime, buddy. You know, anytime.
Really, like, again, like I just said, like, I have a bunch of friends who I've known forever who wouldn't have fucking done that. So that means a lot that you would have that kind of initiative to help out. Even when you had no fucking reason to, you could have just said, fuck you, you stupid piece of shit.
You fat bastard. That's what you get.
Walk better, you fucking
work
top heavy.
Maybe sometimes you should work out your legs a little bit more.
I'm going to start looking into that.
Start stuffing cheeseburgers down your pants so you get some cushioning,
And actually, I'm also going to shout out everybody who took part in stretchering me out of where I was, because it wasn't something that the ambulance could just do, apparently. So, good times. It's been a good week. And hopefully by next week I'll be doing jumping jacks again for you guys. And, yeah.
Cool.
Carry on.
Well, you kind of took my shout out away there. I was gonna shout out TK. Yeah, it sucks when your mom's going through some shit and you are not able to go. Sorry, that burp was totally.
You son of a bitch!
That burp was not timed well. I'm so sorry. But I'm leaving it in there. When you can't go visit your mom when she's in the hospital and going through some medical issues, that kind of sucks. And I always have that in my back of my mind that, like, my parents live across the ocean and, they have some health issues and it sucks when you have your family far away, whether it's in a different province or different country, and you can't go visit. So, to anybody that has family, I'm going to shout out anybody that has family outside the city or away from them that can't see regularly, other than through video chats, and especially like
world's getting to be a scary
place
again.
Now what's going on in Europe? Like my parents seen shit in Slovakia. My in-laws are actually there right now, and they saw, like, at the train station, bus station, like, they see people with, just backpacks and luggages, and, like, think about, like, how hard can it be on your, first of all, mental stress, your even physical, like, you're told you need to get the fuck out. So whatever you own in your house,
stop worrying about it.
It's like, no, you take a backpack, you take a suitcase, pack whatever you can. You have 30 minutes and you're getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know, we need to start appreciating what we have these days. You know, we're fucking privileged. No matter who you are, what race you are, you know, you live here in a safe country, and all this bitching about wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, all the freedom crap, you know, I'm sorry. You know what?
None of it even holds a candle.
No,
to what's going on.
those people that are being told that you need to leave the fucking country right now with whatever you can grab, basically, those people's freedoms are being taken away.
Well, and what's wild is
just shout out to anybody that's dealing with any crap like that too. So
what's wild too is like I remember being, 12, 13 years old when the Gulf War was happening. And I remember them reporting on the news on the fucking 20 channels that we would get back then, like what was going on. And you would be seeing this like infrared fucking camera out of a tank as they were driving through the desert and looking for shit to happen. And once in a blue moon, shit would happen. And it was fucking crazy. And like now, you go on Facebook and it's real time. You can live stream shit and watch bombs getting dropped. Like,
so
it is.
I talked to my neighbor, and his sister-in-law's family comes from one of the towns that got bombed.
Yep.
And they're still family there. They were literally talking on a phone, and you could hear like bombs going off in the background. Like, it was fucking scary as fuck to them, you know. And I know we went from like talking about poop stories to like you falling, and we're getting into serious shit.
Shit's getting pretty real right now.
But it is, yeah. Like Ginger canceled the Slipknot show.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they canceled because they're
Are they a European?
They're a Ukrainian band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're from Ukraine, so they canceled their show, and they're selling T-shirts, which I want to get actually, because 100% proceeds will go to Red Cross. I think they said that Red Cross is the best charity to donate to because
the most of the funds are going.
Like Red Cross is helping like everybody there. So, good for. I'm happy to see that people that are not there, but they have the chance to raise some money. And there's lots of locals, like my lady in my neighborhood. She's making Ukrainian masks.
Well, a lot of people make like cookies,
bunch of things,
dog scarves, fucking collars.
But
like,
the thing is, when you want to support something like that, make sure that whoever's
it's
making those,
going there,
that person's not cashing the money, but it's going to.
There's a lot of that shit on Facebook where people are just like, "Oh, proceeds are going here." You need to really make sure that you're going to get a fucking receipt or something that shows where that money's going.
You know what fucking pissed me off on TikTok actually, and I think I should have fucking reported it, but like, there's this guy, and like, I don't think he was doing it for any charity other than for himself popularity. He put up a picture of the Ukrainian president and the Russian president, and saying, "Oh, if you like this guy, send this kind of a gift. If you like that guy, send that."
Go fuck yourself.
And he had thousands of people in there and sending
and
gifts.
that's what's wrong with the
and
internet.
I was just like, are you like, so TikTok is not going to ban that. Fuck you, TikTok. Go ahead and ban me. I don't give a fuck. That is just wrong. Because they're using something shitty that's happening in the world to their personal gain. Now, that person might go and donate that money. I doubt it.
I have absolutely no confidence.
I doubt it
in my life.
But I just couldn't believe it. I saw it. I was like, fuck you, buddy. So, anyways, enough of that. Yeah, let's get back to a jerking off little man here. Bretsky really wanted me to share this. Wait, there. I'm laughing too hard. Oh my god. But yeah, no, Bretsky again, anytime shit happens, you can count on me. Give me a call. I'm up all night and looking for an excuse to leave work. So, okay, let's do a couple questions here.
4. Name a movie that's been remade 4 times. Oh, that's easy.
I'm going to say Halloween.
Yeah, that's actually correct. Name something with 5 holes.
Nomad.
I'll accept that.
All right, guys.
That's it. Fuck it.
Thanks for tuning in again.
By the way, name
Oh, my God.
4 people who signed the Declaration of Independence. Suck my balls. I win.
Good.
Loads!
Tune in next week. We have a special get.
I spit that out everywhere.
Did it go all over the mic?
No, just all over the table in front of me.
Why did you spit it out?
I tried to gargle. It didn't work because I leaned forward too much because my back is broken.
So tune in next week. We have a special guest in-house, and he is super excited to try some hot sauces. So we are getting some wings, and we are going to make him suffer while he talks about his little side projects going on. So we're not going to say who it is. Should we say who it is?
No.
No. Fuck that. Yeah, but tune in. It's going to be a fun show next week for sure. Thank you, guys. Fuck you. We love you. We're out.
Bye!
Yeah, sorry I'm wandering around here. My phone's dying, so I'm gonna plug it in.
Oh, you got to
no
plug it
worries.
in. That's right.
Plug it in.
Yeah, at least she's nice. She didn't pull like one of, oh, my phone's not. Bye. Yeah, it's like, man, I had enough of those 2 idiots.
Well, no,
But-
like my phone gives me a warning at least, so it'll just be like, at like 5%. It does this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's 5%. Let's go do something about that.